Kalle had felt a ticking clock in the back of his mind ever since he made the decision to keep looking. He collected a wealth of information from the mysterious man, Astrid, and Henrik's laptop, but didn't know how to apply that knowledge. He felt paralysed and alone. Astrid had escaped while in Turku, so it gave Kalle a place to potentially start, but there was no guarantee Henrik was still there or even still in Finland, so he had to widen the search. As always, if you have been enjoying the save up to this point, drop a like on the video. That massively helps out the channel, helps other people find it, up the algorithm, ultras, and all that jazz. It's a very strong chance that this is our final episode in charge of Degerfors before Kalle departs for pastures new and continues the hunt, but also to brand new territories, hopefully, over the next couple of videos. But we still have business to take care of today, because this is by no means over, and I stopped a little bit earlier this time trying to get to the next game because we had a youth intake. Now, I haven't been able to watch, I stopped because I didn't want to spoil it. Luckily, it didn't actually show me the news article before I got a chance to show you. So, let's see how this one goes. I'm not expecting much out of it, and it's frozen. Oh my god. I know we weren't expecting much, and that is exactly with what we've got there. It's a poor quality youth intake in general. Any interesting nationality combinations? Nope, we just got a team full of Swedes, and that's not entirely surprising. The best of the bunch is Mats Åkerlund, who's actually got decent reflexes, punch, but those are all tendencies rather than actual I mean, they are attributes, of course, but they're less to do with like the quality of the player. He's very good reflexes. He's like a cat. He should be called Cats Åkerlund, but that's really about it. Needless to say, I don't think we've really lucked out, but at least his eyebrows aren't touching, so that's a new one for a region. So today we face off against IFK Norrköping. Now, they've had a bloody good season and really are just on the outskirts of those European places potentially, which is extremely impressive for them this year, which I do think is going to be tough for us, of course, but we are at home, and the way we played against Djurgården in the last game, I cannot believe we didn't win that. That was probably one of our best performances away from home, maybe in the entire save, and to fail to get the points sort of does sum up our season, but it does feel like our next job in this save potentially could be to a club that we can go and win trophies with, and I still think we've achieved a lot at Degerfors over the period of here to come in, win promotion at the first season. Admittedly, that was still our goal, but it was still a hard-fought one, and we had to work really hard for it. And then last year, for me, was the crowning achievement to come fourth in our first season in the top flight without making too many drastic signings, and to qualify for Europe over all of that. Yes, Europe was very disappointing in the end, but I feel like there was an element of just poor fortune and just bad decisions in there too. And I think this year there was just a little bit too much churn, a little bit too many changes had to be made to really try to stabilize the team, but it did feel like they were necessary at the time, and I'm hoping that it will set us in good stead later down the line, potentially at our next club. But that doesn't mean we can't still finish the season on a high. I would love to try to get our goal difference back into the positives over the next few matches. I don't know how possible that's going to be, but you never know. Maybe we can start off with a bang today. That bang is going to be made all the more difficult, though, by the fact that both Linger and Hoodoo are both suspended for this match. Ooh, not ideal. Probably going to go with Paul Williams on the left-hand side, and for the right, not too much of a stretch to put Richard Angani in there. I think he's done a solid job at times this season. I think he's been okay. I just want to see us end the season on a high performance-wise, and I think that is possible if this team could finally get its act together for just a couple of matches, just to finish off with a bit of consistency, eh? That'd be lovely. Particularly in front of the home fans who've witnessed so much over the last couple of seasons, from promotion to a ridiculous run into the European places, and then obviously a home game in Europe, admittedly not in this stadium nevertheless, but it'd be nice if we could at least send them off with something good, as our contract is going to be expiring, so at least we won't have to worry about, you know, getting sacked, hopefully, or having to leave with loads of contract remaining. But it'd still be nice for us to finish on a high. Skarsum, ball in, and over the bar from Charlie Cresswell, because the guys just aren't really getting much going at the moment. Björkman does head that clear, but it's once again straight back to our opponents, and that is a biggest problem for us right now. Skarsum, the corner taker, cuts back inside to Kalsas. Right, come on, block it, nice. Good tackle from Eric Lindell, once again back to our opponents. This is usually a bad sign, and good clearance, and Kante can clear it, but nobody there. And once again, it goes straight back to our opponents. We're just completely under the pressure at the moment. No out balls currently. Every time we get a chance to clear the ball, we're just not finding a teammate. That is a big problem when that happens. Sam, we've got to watch out for the cross in. Screws it back across, and Björk's on the end of it, and well, that's been coming. Carl Björk makes it 1-0 to Norrköping. We've done nothing in the first half, and we're back to being rubbish again, it would seem. Uh-oh. Björvang, and well, free kick directly on the edge of the area, and those almost always seem to go in, so it is 2-0 to Norrköping now, and well, this, not the start of the day I wanted, and it doesn't bode well for us, really. That's just bad. It's so close to the edge of the area. Goalkeeper's not going to be able to get that. If that's on target, it's a goal. To come from playing so unbelievably well and failing to get a result to this absolute monstrosity of a first half where we've yet to even fashion a shot. That's saying something. Panache doing a bit better there, getting it on his opponents, and he might be able to find a pass here, and he has to. He finds Angelkovic! And he's done it. Well, it's our first shot of the match. Literally, we've done it to someone else for once. Sasha Angelkovic gets us back into it. We finally win possession. He's often got his back to goal in those positions. As Kante does try to spread one, and Lindell might get this. He does. He's flicked it onto Palaszczuk, who's gone around the goalkeeper, and it's blocked. Well, not gone around the goalkeeper. He's gone around the defender, and it was blocked. But it was another opportunity there. Well, we weren't good in the first half. Our 2 chances came right towards the end. Just can't seem to get any of the ball at the moment off of our opponents. And they've had, admittedly, scored their only 2 shots on target, but every shot on target's been a goal today. We need to turn it up a bit, because I don't believe we're out of this yet. We've proven that we can snatch points lately from games that perhaps we didn't deserve to, but also that works both ways. Maybe if we can just fashion some more chances like we did towards the end of the first half, start getting in on them a bit more, maybe there's hope for us to find an equaliser here perhaps, but it could easily disappear easily. It could easily disappear easily, he says. Wonderful turn of phrase. Scarson with another ball in. Cresswell's header in this time. We've been trying to defend set pieces better. I've even had them training at midweek, but we've still conceded one. Now it's 3-1. And we've sort of gone back to conceding them again this year, which is a shame. And I do wonder if the defensive changes that we've had to make today haven't helped. But, I mean, I don't think that should have made a difference there. They're pretty much evenly matched, but they've just been completely outdone. Just these games where we just don't turn up in any way. And Jelkovic now. Lundvik. For Enquist, goes for goal. It's a good save. It's another shot, I suppose. Maybe one last goal to get us back into it. It wouldn't matter. It would be literally the last kick of the game, but you never know. Enquist's ball, and it's cleared away easily and will fall to our opponent's solo striker. I don't understand how that always seems to happen, but we can never get our strikers to drop deep to get it. But there we go. Degerfors 1, Norrköping 3. Completely deserved defeat. We were rubbish, to be honest. Created nothing in the entire game. All the goodwill and all the good performance we built up in the Djurgården game has just gone out the window today, and we thoroughly deserve to lose. In case you're wondering, had we actually made it through somehow all the way to the groups, our group would have been CSKA Moscow, Paços de Ferreira, and Celtic. That would have been a tough group, but still, you know, out for Lindell. He might just shoot here. Or go into the box. Can he drill this across the low and hard? And it's all the way through, and it's turned in by Angelkovic. Degerfors 1, BK Häcken 0, and it's been a very even game, and will we finally win one of these? What a moment. And it's not. That is cut out by Rodriguez, though. Angelkovic took Fiskar. Can he slide it through? Donazite to finish the game off. Goes round the goalkeeper, pops it home, and it's Degerfors 2, BK Häcken 0. Where was this in the last game? Hey, this is a much tougher team we're playing against, and we're 2-0 up. Degerfors 2, BK Häcken 0. That was so good. Like, genuinely excellent. Almost, I say identical to the one against Djurgården. We had less chances in this game than we did in that game. They were just better quality, and I think we thoroughly deserved it. They had a lot of shots, but they weren't of good quality, and we got the win. That is brilliant. Well done, guys. Unfortunately, we do stay 12th as EK Sirius were able to pick up a 4-1 victory in their game, but it's another victory. We do stay up now officially, and there is still points to be gained in front of us, and that's a good win against currently 2nd place. Now 4th place, of course, but we can do it. We know we can do it. Oh, we give away a penalty inside 10 minutes. I wasn't even commentating yet because the throw-in had just been straight taken there, and Lundvik's just decided to absolutely murk someone. He might even go off here. What an idiot. 12 minutes into the match, he gives away a penalty and gets a red card in the same movement. Torp from the spot. And, well, it's an easy goal for Kalmar, and I don't see any way back into this now, losing one of our centre-backs. Who knocks it down again, though. Incredible. We'll keep in possession in this area. Donazite. And Jelkovic is in. Surely not. Oh, he scored! It's Kalmar 1, Degerfors 1, and Sasha Angelkovic has found an equaliser, and the 10 men are level here in the second half. Incredible scenes. And we should be able to block this, hopefully. Oh, he's gone round his man, and it's literally straight off the kickoff. Thibaut Levesque, we missed the cross block, we missed the header, and now it's 2-1. The moment we do something good, it's back to being crap again. Yeah, I mean, we were always fighting a losing battle in this game. To get a red card after, 13 minutes in the end, to be 1-0 down from the same piece of play, to even find that equaliser when we did was incredible. But then the stupidity to then go concede directly from the kickoff knows no bounds, but that's how it goes. This year, it's just felt a lot like this team is incapable of doing 2 good things in a row. They're more than capable of doing several bad things in a row, but every time they do a good thing, they're like, hey, we can do it, and then they've turned out they actually can't. But we move. Donazite delivers another one this time. Linger's on the end of it, and Linger has finally scored one. It's been a long time. It's Helsingborg 0, Degerfors 1, and we probably do deserve that, incredibly. Right, okay, should be able to win this. Why did he head it there? I just can't understand. Oh, for God's sake. Just cut straight to the penalty. I don't know why Kalle Björklund heads it the way that he does there, but it goes straight into the path of the Helsingborg striker, and we've thrown away the points in the 90th minute because of a penalty that came as a direct result of that. And, well, that just sums up everything sums up our season, admittedly. I say that a lot this year, but it kind of does. I mean, in the end, they were more than good value for the point. It was very even, and I think we'd have been lucky to get the win out of that had we done, but we should have done, because you don't... Silly, stupid decisions. Standard. We make a change. We make some success. But then we just go back to being crap again too quickly, and we just can't seem to muster any movement this year at all. It was nice that Linger actually bailed us out a little bit, and it's incredible. We actually have the top scorer in the league in this team this year, which is such a turn of events from last year. But all the things that we were doing well last year, without having the top scorer in the league, have disappeared this season, it would seem. But there we go. We're not going to go any higher up than that, and we're certainly not going to go any lower, and 12th place is just unacceptable from what was expected of us this year. We do technically have our expected points is much higher than that, but doesn't matter, does it? Well, what a difference a year can make. We were coming into this fixture last season with a chance of getting 4th place in Europe, and that's of course exactly what we did, because we'd done extremely well. And this year we're coming into it from a season of just pure disappointment, averaging just more than 1 point a game. And honestly, I feel like in some seasons this would actually put us in the midst of a relegation battle. And if it wasn't for the fact that the 3 teams towards the very bottom of the league have been so bad, then I think we would have been much more muddied than we were. I say actually bottom 3 teams, bottom 4 really. I wonder where this sort of points tally would have put us in recent seasons. Admittedly, last year you didn't need a lot to stay up either. Season before that it would have been a bit more, so we'd have been even more muddied. But to be fair, it does seem that regularly this league doesn't exactly get the highest amount of points totals towards the bottom. That was a stronger year. There you go. First season of this save, we'd have been in the relegation playoff battle right now. It's a shame that it's had to end like this. You can see 3 more suspensions for today's game is not ideal. I don't really know what to tell you. It's just been a very disappointing season. You're sort of constantly spinning plates, and this year the plates have all fallen to the ground and smashed, it would seem. The moment we did manage to sort out the striking thing, I feel like as much as we missed a lot of chances, and Djokovic has done a great job banging 20 goals for us this season. I think 17 of which have been in the league, putting him as top scorer in the entire division, which is very impressive from the lad. And I do wonder if perhaps I should have gone back to using Kvistgaard in the deep line forward role. Even though he has been poor at times, he does seem to have that little extra that could have maybe given us something there that maybe Panachet couldn't have done, because he's been rubbish. Kante in the deep line playmaker role has been genuinely bad, and unfortunately it makes me think that perhaps this role is just bad on FM this year, because I've just not been able to get anyone to do well in it at all. But that could just be because of the stuff around it. There's all sorts of reasonings, and I thought it was the right thing to do, and we certainly looked a lot better initially when we switched over to this style of play. And then it's just kind of, we've proven in certain games like away at Djurgården and at home against BK Häcken that this team can beat the very best in this league when they actually play to their potential, but they've done it so rarely this season that I think that for me has been the biggest thing. Problem is I have no idea who's going to play left back today. Lindell can come back in at right back. Bengtsson though, I mean Mads Harrell maybe? It's going to have to be, I think. Hoodoo's also suspended after being suspended already, so I don't know how he's managed that. So Ngani will come in there. I might even start Kvistgaard today, to be fair, just to see what he can do up top with Angelkovic for one last match of the season. I would expect to win this because we're playing against the Rebra at the bottom of the league. I want to win and I want to win well, but you don't always get what you want. I would at least like to have a positive send-off for the lads here. I still think we've done more than enough that are in charge, certainly in those first 2 seasons, to walk into a very good job in our next club potentially, in hopefully Denmark, Finland or Norway. That's going to be my targets for the job hunt on Friday's video, certainly. But I still think we've achieved things at Degerfors, just maybe less than I would have liked. But if at least we can finish off with a nice victory against the Rebra today, a game that we should be winning by comfortable margins. Like we beat Jönköping Södra 5-0 at one point this season, and I want to see that type of performance today from the guys. We know they're capable of it. Ball around the side for Angelkovic. He's through already. He's going to have to go on his right foot here, and it's a good block from the defender, but once again, straight through the middle there. Donacite's cross. I think he needs one more for like an assist record. As Linger's header is just wide. Got to try and cut this out here. Oh, it's gone straight through. Always missed it. Thank goodness for that. He needs to try and drop this to someone like Kvistgaard. This is better. And he can then rotate that ball back into the centre where we can try and find that piercing ball through. Angelkovic makes it 1-0 to Degerfors. I think that might... No, it's not offside. 1-0. Musa Kante with the assist. And Angelkovic scoring one more to surely cement him as the top scorer in the league. And I think that's what we were missing a little bit with Panachet. Maybe it's the footedness in a way. The fact that he wasn't dropping so much. Kvistgaard loves this little roll there. He can just drop deep, pop it into the midfield. It opens up the space. Kante pops it in behind. And Angelkovic is just going to destroy those kinds of chances, hopefully. And I do really wonder if, even though Kvistgaard's been a troublemaker in terms of his attitude this season, if maybe he was still the right man for that job, and maybe me trying to repurpose Panachet there was just a bad decision overall. I guess we would have got into even more trouble if I hadn't played him, because then he would have complained, but then we'd still, I think, be getting better results. And I wonder if Kvistgaard being in that role last season was part of the reason why we did. Sega's through now. It's a good save from Gentiragic. Oh, God. He missed it. Are you my team in disguise? Donazite delivers it. Linger brings it down, of all things. Not what I was expecting there. Björklund's header. Williams turns it home, and it's 2-0 to Degerfors now with Paul Williams. How did Donazite get the assist for that? How? That can't be right, surely. He took the corner. That's about it. I am starting to wonder, though, if the... Oh, it's 3! Kalle Björklund at the back post. Degerfors 3, Rebro 0. Well, at least we're going to finish on a high, I suppose. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if it... I mean, as much as he's not played that well today, I just wonder if his link-up is what's doing it for us, though we have been good from set pieces today. It's certainly not going well for Rebro, but if we carry on like this, you never know. Maybe we can get back to that neutral goal difference we so desperately crave. Harrell and Angelkovic finds Donazite making a nice run. He's going to have to drop this short for Ngani, but that's fine. Back for Lindell. Gets it out of his feet now. Kvistgaard's made a little run. No, he's not. He's coming short, actually. There he is. Whips it in. And Djokovic's header, and it's in the back of the net for 4-0. After just 18 minutes, Sasha Angelkovic makes it 4-0. I know they're bad, but We've been really bad ourselves this season as well, and now we lead by 4-0 inside 18 minutes. Lindell's ball. Kvistgaard does a nice job at just holding the play up there, but look at this header from Anđelković. 20, I guess, second goal of the season. It's hard to tell with this bloody graphic. Kvistgaard's in that nice little spot again. Can he look up and fire a ball? But he finds Donizete, who pops it over the top for Anđelković. Can he do it again? Surely not. But he can hold it up for Harrell. Can he get a crossing, maybe? Oh, God, Donizete's... Oh, Lord, this could actually lead to something here, potentially, can't he? Can he dig it out for someone? He does, and it's at the back post. It's Eric Lindell, and it's 5-0. We're 5-0 up in 25 minutes. It's Eric Lindell this time getting on the end of one. I don't know what's going right today, but it certainly is all coming good in one match. Round the side, though, for Seager. Maybe a chance for Rebro to get something on the board today. Daniel's ball across. Cut out by Donizete, though. Here comes the breakaway again. He's got Kvistgaard dropping short. He doesn't need him. He's gone long for Anđelković. He could create the angle for himself here. Sasha Anđelković has missed the target. Kante again. Moving it quickly again. Donizete to Anđelković. To Donizete. Oh, it's a poor ball, but Harrell's still got it back. Can he pop it across for someone now, though? He might. Goes back, and Kante's been pushed over inside the box, and it's a penalty to Degerfors in the first half. He's just shoved him over. Anđelković from the spot slots it home, and it's 6-0 in the first half, and Sasha Anđelković has grabbed his hat-trick. I think that might well be his first ever hat-trick for the club, maybe. No, he's got one before, hasn't he, in that 5-0. What an asinine decision from the defender to push him over, and it's now 6-0 to Degerfors in the first half. This can't all just be because Kvistgaard. I know they're obviously dreadful, but I do just think that he gives us something. Maybe in future we really will need to find an actual deep lying forward in this tactic at our next club to make sure that we've got someone that can actually pass the ball and hold the play up if we're going to play that role. As Tengsted off the crossbar, Genturagic looking long. Look at the space that Donizete had there. That's scandalous amount of space. And Kvistgaard now breaking in behind. Surely not 7. No, not 7. Donizete's delivery this time. Linger's header, and it's saved. 6-0 at half-time does feel a bit harsh on our opponents. They've actually not been that bad, but we have been spectacularly good in this first half here. It's like watching a different team. This is mental. I'm not even sure what to expect from the second half. In fact, I'll tell you what to expect from the second half. We will end up winning this match 6-1. That's what usually happens in these games when you're so far up at half-time. Trying to keep the players motivated for the second period is very, very difficult and complex. But I'd like to think they're going to go out there and just show off a little bit on the final day. Show what you can do, what we know you can do on your day. Today's your day to prove it. As clattered into the channel for Lindell. He's not going to quite catch that, though. Back for Lindell. He's going to still offer himself for a pass, though. Clips it up. Harrell's header! Saved. Doing what we couldn't do. Oh, Donizete's in behind. Drills it wide. We were 6-0, I think, up at half-time. And it's going to be 6-0 at full-time, because the second half, as is often the case, it's very hard to keep the players motivated in those scenarios. It's 6-0 to Degerfors on the final day of the season. We at least win with a bang. But our opponents weren't even that bad in this match, particularly the second period. I mean, you could see how much we tailed off. I was trying desperately to get them to do something, but nothing seemed to make any difference, as we'd already kind of got the game put to bed in the first 25 minutes of the match. But 6-0 to Degerfors. What a win. I know it's bottom, but still, just nice to see that we can play like that from time to time. Also, staggering to come 12th in the league with a positive goal difference. That's incredible. A +1 goal difference while being 12th in the division is staggering, honestly. -60 goal difference in the end for Rebra. So I suppose there is that to add to the fire, but 6-0 defeat to us is still strange as all hell. We beat the bottom two, 6-0 and 5-0 at home this year, which has contributed to us not being quite so mudded goal difference-wise, you might say. But we still came 12th. But in the end, EFK Göteborg win the league. Didn't even qualify for Europe last season, and they managed to win the league this year, which is very impressive. You'll notice as well, Sasha Anđelković, 20 goals in the league this season, 6 clear of anybody else. He was, by comfortable margin, the best striker in the league this year. And we did manage to find the best striker in the league, which is exactly what we wanted. Ironically, he still has worse attributes for me than Panache, but I think being on his correct foot definitely helped him when playing on that left-hand side as the striker as well. I have to bear that in mind, I think, when it comes to building the tactic at the new club as to how that's going to be. But it is kind of nutty. We only won 8 times this season. But when we did, it tended to be with some relatively strong results. But yeah, it just was not our year. I wonder where we actually stack up stats-wise. So yeah, we should have come 8th, which is essentially where I was expecting we'd probably come. We underperformed our expected points this year by 9 points, and I think that's what's really cost us. We were still worse than last year. Take nothing away from that. That's definitely the case. But I don't think we were as bad as the league table would suggest we were. It's just one of those weird ones where there were so many games that were on the fence that just didn't quite go our way, and we threw away some points from bad positions. Take that for sure as well. But yeah, it's one of those weird old seasons. Last year we had the 5th best expected points in the league, so there's definitely some fall off. But still. And Göteborg, very fortunate perhaps to actually win the league in the end anyway. Malmö and BK, heck, massively overperformed. Norrköping were actually unlucky not to make Europe in the end. 40% rep, which hopefully isn't a downward spiral. I'm fairly certain that that's not gone down, right? I hope that's not gone down. And I think that will allow us to get ourselves a pretty solid job with our next one, particularly as the media handling is now maxed out, because I've been really working on that throughout this season. So I really do think that there's a potentially good job on the line for Cali. Our win rate has definitely dropped off a little bit this season, that's for sure, but I don't know, what can you really do other than win more, I suppose? We could have tried winning more. We really were trying, I promise. We were just too inconsistent at the end of the day. Good performances were definitely there, but we just didn't get what we needed in some of those games, and also had the ability to have some absolute shitters in there too. Some genuinely trashy performances. But you're going to get that. We just had too many of them this year, I would say, and not enough taking advantage of our position when we were actually on top in matches. So, it's Streamer Showdown Draft tonight, so if you're watching this and you fancy heading over to Twitch right now for the draft, it'd be lovely if you could join us there. It's a £300 million pool, which is quite a small one, really, when you think that we've got La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, and Ligue 1 to pick players from. It's going to be an interesting draft this time around. So that's happening over on Twitch right now, so do join me there as well. Friday, of course, it's job hunt time. It's been a while since we've done a job hunt. I'm looking forward to seeing where we could potentially end up next and what kind of monstrosities we can get ourselves into in that one as well. So, if you've enjoyed the time at Dagger Forge, drop a like. That would be lovely. Sorry that it ended in such, not sour, we've finished with a 6-0 win, but you know what I mean in terms of sour notes. Yeah, drop a like, that'd be lovely. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, so go follow there as well, and I'll see you guys very soon. Hold your gun, capybara. Bye-bye.